Let's do the easy one with the class. Put your finger at standard position. This is where you're starting. It tells you we need to find where the angle is at negative pi. Negative means you go where, class? Clockwise. Some students would know that as which direction? Up or down? Down. So this would be negative pi over 2. Right? And then this would be negative pi. So essentially your angle actually looks like a straight line. This is where negative pi would be. Raise your hand if you got that. Okay. Let's try the second one. Rochelle, I need equivalent fractions for all of these so that eventually I can find negative 8 pi over 3. What did you turn that one into? Good. Good. Yes. Keep going. Good. And just for fun, what is this one over here? Yes. Good. Good. Okay, so you're kind of using the absolute values can kind of help you, right? So let's break this apart. If I go in this direction, negative means going down from standard position, yes? So normally we're starting here, and our angle has to go here. Negative 3 pi over 6. And I'm using the absolute value of this one. So this is really negative 3 pi over 6. And if I go up here, what does this one become? What's the absolute value of that? You can take negative, so that would be negative 6 pi over 6. How about this one up here? Negative 9 pi over 6. So this is negative, we didn't make it equivalent fraction. So to make it an equivalent fraction, we're going to have to multiply by what number, class? 2, right? Now, say 2 over 2. Everyone say 2 over 2. Don't say multiply by 2. Say 2 over 2. And that gives you what? 16 pi over 6. Should have done that first. Would have saved us some time. Okay. Now we got a handle on this. You see, I could have used coterminal angles to make the problem go a little bit faster. I could have just done what? Added what? 12 pi over 6. And this would give you what? Negative 4 pi over 6. I'd rather work with a positive, right? So if I add another 12 pi over 6, I get what? 8 pi over 6. So this one, 8 pi over 6 would have been easier to work with, right? Sorry. So if we go in this direction from standard position, 3 pi over 6, 6 pi over 6, this gives me about 8 pi over 6, right before 9 pi over 6. My answer is in quadrant 3. Raise your hand if you got quadrant 3. Good, 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 good. So I shouldn't have done, did you guys see how I did use the negatives? And I'm like, this is not going to be fun, right? And I'd rather just use the positive. So Notice how I use the coterminal angles to get an angle that's actually positive, and that's easier to work with.